My name is Amanda Green. I want to thank you all for coming out and giving me the opportunity to talk to you about your children, our education system, and what to do to help with your children, your students, and their health. If you have been involved in the education system at all, whether it's with your children or yourself in the last 5 to 10 years, you will have noticed that there are some programs that are being cut out of the public education. Some of these programs are art, gym, music, band. Those are just to name a few. Now, the one important one in that list of classes that are being cut is gym. And why is it important? Because the US is facing an epidemic of obesity, not just in general, but within the children population. Our kids have struggled to get the physical activity that they need at school because gym class is being cut out of the curriculum. And why is gym being cut out of the curriculum? Because funding is not available for schools. Now, this might not be our problem or our issue or something that we can personally help with the funding at the school to get gym back into the education system. But what we can do as parents, siblings, teachers, we can get our kids outside. Whether it's you're a teacher and you're at school, take a break. Get your kids outside, let them run around for a couple minutes, let a little steam off. After a while of sitting in class, your students are going to get tired. They're going to get bored. Let them run around for a little bit. As parents, get your kids involved in sports or take them outside. Take them to the park. Take them to the beach. Let them run around. Let them be kids. Sure, it might be a little cold outside. Have them put a couple layers on. Let them go run around and play basketball. Kids love to be outside. Believe it or not, they do. They love to play sports. They love to climb trees. They love to make up random games. Let them do that. As siblings, take your kids outside. Take your siblings outside. Play with them. Play tag. Play football. Play soccer. Get them running around. As someone who has worked in the education system for 6 years, I've noticed that gym classes haven't specifically been cut out of the district that I work in, but have decreased in the amount of days that students see the gym teacher. When I first started 6 years ago, the students were seeing the gym 3 to 4 times a week. Now, 6 years later, they see them once a week. They just cut what kids see the gym to 25%. No wonder the obesity level is so high, because we have kids sitting in the classroom that have to sit there and listen to stories and do homework. They're not going outside, they're not going to gym classes. How are we supposed to keep the obesity level lower? Another thing that is really harming our obesity level in our students from K to 12 or even in the college level is the food, and the food that we're serving these kids, and the ability that the drive that these kids have to pick everything but fruit and vegetables. In the school system that I work in, you have to have either a fruit or a vegetable when you walk through the line. Whether the kids eat it or not, that's completely up to them. But it is something that's mandatory for them to walk through the line, as they have to get the main meal as long as the fruit and vegetable that is served with the meal. And because of this, it is showing these kids the importance of eating healthy. Yes, of course, as teachers, principals, teachers' aides, paraprofessionals, we can't make kids eat healthy, but to encourage them to eat healthy and to go outside, to run around is very, very important, because our kids need to be moving. And sadly, the evolution of technology is not helping our kids either. I go to my parents' house and my siblings are sitting on their phone or sitting in front of their TV playing the Xbox or the PlayStation 4 or whatever game system they have. They're sitting on their Kindles playing a game. Go outside. Do something. Play a sport. Practice whatever sport you're involved in. Technology is killing our kids' physical activity. No, I'm not saying take away your child's phone or their Kindle or their computer. Let them have that. There are games out there that will help academics. There are different things that can help them. I do believe that certain games can really help students with hand-eye coordination, their skill level, their ability of thinking differently. There are games like Minecraft that encourage kids to be creative and figure out how to build different things. Those games, I agree, they're very beneficial. There are other games that, no, I don't think that they're beneficial. But the line here is we need to get our kids outside as much as we can. In the summer, bring them to the beach, bring them to the park. Let them have a day. Let them be outside. If it's raining, they're not going to melt. Let them run outside. They'll be fine. Yeah, of course, don't shove them outside in a thunderstorm, but let them have a little bit of freedom. Just because it's cold outside in the winter, bundle them up, bring them sledding, have them build a snowman. We tend to find excuses why our kids don't go outside because it's too hot or it's too cold or it's too rainy or whatever. We need to get our kids outside, we need to get them moving, and we need to attend school board meetings. And if you see a problem within the school system where they're taking the time away from kids' physical activity, stand up for your public education, because the more parents that stand up to the administrative department in public schools, the more likely that they'll bring certain programs back. I really hope that my little speech here kind of hit home, as parents and teachers and everybody else who is involved with kids in the audience. I know you know what I'm talking about. I know that you understand where I'm coming from, where kids aren't seeing the outside world as much as we need to, and we need to be the ones to help our kids not become the next obese child that we hear about on the news because we fail to get them outside and get them moving, and we stick them in front of technology. Thank you for listening.